Hello, this is Brian Rowe with Mythic MTG Tech doing my first vlog. I'm going to try to do these kind of casual updates about twice a week. Don't worry, I'll still be doing the highly produced stuff. This is a little bit uncomfortable for me because I definitely like having the highly produced content. So trying to relax here and do something fun, just kind of update you over what's been going on over the last week and what I'm going to be doing over the next week, or in this case, the next month. August is just crazy. There's a lot of events going on. I'm going to be going to GenCon for my first time. Yeah, super happy. I've never been to GenCon. I mean, it's really the birthplace of Magic. Well, Northwest is kind of the birthplace, but that's where it was launched. I look forward to playing in a vintage tournament out there. I've been playing a little bit of vintage here in the Northwest. There's several people who play in a tournament up here called Mirkwood that supports proxies. Card Kingdom also had kind of a casual vintage league where you could have some proxies, bring as many real cards as you could, and just casually play with people on Sundays. It was a lot of fun. I've built Storm recently, and it is a crazy deck. It's not really a first turn deck, but it's a second or third most of the time. Very solid deck. And it gets to be a lot of fun when your opponent has Thoughtseizes or Force of Wills, because the resiliency in Storm means that you really have a battle in those first 3 turns, and then you have a battle on turn 4 or turn 5 when you're able to pull something else that brings you back into the game. It is a lot more interactive than people understand. That's just one of the common myths around Vintage, is that it's all first turn kills. It is actually a very interactive format. I am looking to meet up with anybody else who's out there at GenCon. If you're a fan of the channel, please just send me an email. I'd love to chat with you and meet up with you while you're out there. I'm also looking to meet up with other YouTubers or people who do things regarding misprints. I hear that GenCon's a great place to trade or pick up misprints. I'm also going to be headed down to the GP coming up in 2 weeks, GP Portland. I'm super excited about that. I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing or just trading yet. I'm looking for a team currently, and I've just started to reach out to a bunch of my friends. I didn't realize that I was going to have the time off until about 2 days ago. So I'm looking forward to that. It's team sealed. This is a really tough format. Most people jump into a GP like this having played some sealed, but never actually played team sealed. It is a tough format to build decks for. I definitely recommend practicing for it if you are headed down there. Also, find local tournaments so that you can play. I know that Phoenix Comics in Capitol Hill is going to be running a team sealed event next Saturday. If I end up with a team, I'll definitely be out there. If I find other events like that, I'll definitely post them either to Twitter or on my next vlog update. I've been playing a lot more trading card games online. Part of it is that I backed SoulForge, and SoulForge finally came to Android, so I'm going to do a comparison between SoulForge and Magic for people who are interested in it. I've been playing a bunch of Hearthstone, as it's just a quick little fun casual game that actually has more depth than I was giving it credit for. I enjoy it. I'll probably do a review and a comparison with Magic. And then I'm getting back on Moto at this point. Vintage Masters is the reason why. The idea to play Vintage against people across the US is just amazing. I have not been a fan of the interface in the past. I'm going to give the beta a new try. My streaming with regards to this is going to be you really seeing me take this for the first time. So you're going to see some growing pains as I learn that interface. And I will also be doing updates over what could really be improved for that interface or what I really like from it. So I'm getting back on Moto and look forward to seeing some of you guys there. Once I've got the Twitch channel all set up, I will get that information out to you. Instagram's been a lot of fun recently. I was over at Card Kingdom for a board game night. They run a Thursday night casual board game night. And I was there until probably about 10 playing with somebody that I play with board games, and I had no idea that they were into Magic. At the end of our play session, they're like, oh, I need to go sell some Magic cards. I didn't even know that the guy played. Open up the cards that he was about to sell, and it saw an Alpha Savannah there. Just very nice shape, good, maybe even slightly better than good condition. It had clearly been shuffled, but it's one of those cards that you just don't see very often. There's only about 1,100 of them produced total, and a lot of them, I'm sure, just did not make it back into regular circulation. it's nice to be able to find an old card like that and end up with, in this case, I think he's looking at about $600 in cash off of that card that had just been sitting around. I'm also planning to do a trade day out at Card Kingdom next Sunday, August 3rd. I'm putting together a Selesnya deck, and we'll have several cards that I need for that. I'm also building a 4-color Delver deck for Lgacy, and I'm going to need 2 or 3 cards for that. I'm also just looking to round out my standard deck, which I'm working on green-black rock specifically. I got some great feedback from a friend of mine, Ket, who played it at a charity event last weekend, and I should have a new version of that up and running here soon. The last thing that I really want to recommend people do, this is kind of outside of the Magic area, but I watched Internet's Own Boy last night, and it is just an amazing documentary. It's definitely done from the free culture perspective. For those of you guys that don't know, I worked at Creative Commons for a short period of time, and I've met or personally know more than half of the people in the movie. It is really just incredible the way that the law was used against somebody who is trying to open up access to scholarly knowledge and do research based on that corpus. It's a very tragic story. I think there's a huge opportunity here for individuals to act on this and look at what can we do to revise the law so that it gives people more equitable access to information and knowledge. I definitely recommend checking out Internet's Own Boy. Thanks so much for watching this vlog. I'll be doing probably about 2 of these a week, along with 2 produced videos per week. Any feedback, questions, that type of stuff, anything you want to hear about, leave it in the comments. These are going to be mostly Magic related, but I'm going to start to bring in a little bit more other games and even some legal stuff over time. I really want to hear from you guys on what you want to hear more about, since I'm really trying something new here. Thanks.